Tell me what can I do? I can't live without you. I can't live without you. Mm. 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 On my own, on my own, I can make it, I can make it. On my own, on my own, I can make it, I can make it. Tell me, what do I do? 'Cause I can't live without you. I can't live without you. Tell me, what do I do? 'Cause I can't live without you. I can't live without you. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Bone thugs. But I used to love them. Meet me at the crossroad. That was like my favorite song from them. I used to watch the video all the time and be crying. I'm just a big crybaby. I'm trying to tell you, I've been crying so I can remember. That's all I do is just cry, cry, cry. I'm like, geez, can I do something other than cry? But welcome back. Today we are talking about God is in control. Um, I know God be up there feeling like how I be feeling sometimes trying to get Malia to do something. Cause it's like pulling teeth to get her to go take a bath. Then it's like pulling teeth to get her to get out the bath, to clean up, to get dressed, to do her homework. It's just I always gotta just be after her. Just come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And I know God be doing the same thing to us. He be like, "Can y'all come on? Can you hurry up? Like I already told you what to do. What you waiting on?" And I realized that whether you do it the easy way or the hard way, God is going to get you to do what He wants you to do, what you want, what He want you to do. You can go the easy way and bam, 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 and be over with, or you can take the hard, long, drawn out, where you still gonna have to do it, but you go through some struggles on the way to doing it, because you want to be hard headed and stubborn. That's how it was for me. I don't know if it was I was running or I wasn't quite sure of what I was supposed to be doing. Maybe I was just too focused on what I wanted that I couldn't hear what God wanted. And because of that, it made my life harder than it had to be. Like I know back in 2011, God was telling me to go into the military, but he really wanted me to go into the army. But I was like, I don't want to go in no army. I ain't gonna go and get shot, killed, you know what I'm saying? And but somebody told me like women don't really be out there on the battlefield like that. But still, that was like my first thought. I was like, I'm not gonna go out here. I'm gonna do the Navy. And then I did all that training to be in shape to go to boot camp, bought all the stuff that I needed to go to boot camp, and then ended up being too impatient to wait till I actually left to go to boot camp because I wasn't looking at what God was setting up for me for the future. I was just looking at what was going on around me right now. And I could still end up going because I ended up getting a job. So I could have just worked that job until it was time for me to go. Just like I worked it until I decided to move to Ohio. But even though I chose the harder path by going to Ohio instead of going to the military, I don't regret it because it taught me a lot. Since I'm like a hands-on person, it taught me what a real friend is. It taught me how to be independent. That was my first time ever living out on my own. So it taught me how to be independent and pay some bills and having a dog was pretty much on the same level of being a single parent. So I say living in the apartment with my dog, it prepared me to be a single mother, which I am now. So it prepared me for my journey. God knew if I took that route going to Ohio, it was gonna be harder for me because as soon as I came back, I got pregnant. And it's just like things just kept spiraling down. But I would have been fine if I would have kept my promise to God because then He was preparing me to meet my soulmate. But because I didn't keep my promise, I missed out on meeting my soulmate. But he gave me a second chance at meeting him. I feel like because we both was hurt, it brought a wedge in between us. I feel like I'm getting all off subject. I'm talking about relationship stuff. But you know what? I feel like even though we wasn't ready, I guess when we came back to each other or came to each other, God said it's not over. It can be fixed. We could be reunited because God's in control, not me. And I know as long as I keep doing what God tells me to do, that everything I lost will come back to me tenfold. I just have to be patient. You've been teaching me how to be patient, I tell you. It's crazy how I could be thinking something and somebody bring up a conversation about something I've been thinking about and then kind of like give me the answer that I was trying to figure out. Or I feel like giving up because I feel like nothing is working and God has sent somebody to say, don't give up, you almost there. And I just be like, this is so weird, so random. It's like the person just come out of nowhere and just give me this encouragement. Like the other night I was out delivering and this lady, I had on a jacket that I made and she stopped me and was like, "Oh my gosh, your jacket is so beautiful." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, really? Thank you. I made it." She was like, "You made it? What you mean?" I was like, I sold it. She like, "You sold it?" Like, I was like, "I'm a fashion designer. I put it together." She was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "I used to, sew and stuff like that, but that was many, many years ago." She was like, "Now I'm old and I can't see too well, so I don't do it no more." And I had a delivery to make, but she was just talking to me, so I didn't want to be rude. So I sat there and listened to her for a little bit. And we were just talking, and I told her that because she was asking me where was located. And I was like, I'm not too far from here. I'm kind of down the street. I'm new to the area. So she was trying to name some area. I was like, I don't really know it because I'm new to the area. So she was like, it's hard trying to get clientele, huh? I was like, that's weird that she would say that. But I was like, yeah, it is. I was like building clientele, the place that I was living before I moved here. And now it's like I have to start over again. And people are not, that trusting or want to, give you a chance to prove yourself. And she was like, yeah, you right. She was telling me about this lady that lived in close here, and she was a fashion designer, and her business was going good. And she was like, somebody murdered her and her husband. I was like, wow, that is a big like turn of events. I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, wow, that's crazy. She was telling me to be careful in this area. And that's crazy. That's not the first time somebody told me to be careful in this area. I thought, it was a nice area because it's quiet. I don't have no problems, but it's been 3 times I've got a warning about being in this area. So I take it as God is trying to tell me something. My lease was originally up yesterday, but I extended it one more month so that I can get my surgery on Monday. But after that, I gotta go because God is like sending me warnings. And if the warning is anything like this dream I had, I gotta go. I can't stay here. And I've just noticed when you go against, when you be stubborn and think you can outsmart God, that you can rearrange the plan. I notice things always go wrong. This lady I met in Ohio, she was a prophet and a very, very good teacher when it came to teaching people the word. But she had her own struggles like everybody else did. And she refused to give up something that she knew went against God. And she suffered for it. I think God can use us willingly and things can go so smoothly. Sometimes he uses you unwillingly. You know, you would be speaking to somebody and don't even know you telling them something from God. But only they'll know it. Because they'll know what has been on their mind. But that's God speaking through you to them. So God has a purpose for everybody. Some is bigger than others. I don't know how he choose who to give the big ones to and who to give the smaller ones to. I don't know how that works. Maybe he knows who's a little bit stronger mentally than others. What's your capability, your skill sets. Just like it's hundreds of soldiers out there, but some are more skilled. Some are a little bit stronger. Some are better shooters. Some are better hand, you know, hand to hand combat. It all depends on your skill set, is how God use you. But I've seen how your life can go when he trying to call you to do something and you don't want to do it. It don't matter if you think you rich, if you think you comfortable, if you think you made it, you refuse God, all of that will be taken away easily. He'll show you, he'll remind you what it was like before he blessed you. And for some people, they can't handle that transition. And it's like, no matter how good you think you are,
How I see.
she want to show y'all her Bakugan toys. Well, cards.
I'm trying to open this thing.
But yeah, it is. Look, Malik, you making me forget what I was talking about.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
She always coming in here distracting me. She know my attention span is short, and I be getting thrown off real quick. But y'all remind me what I was talking about. Jeez, Malia. But yeah, just let him use you. Because if you be disobedient, you can try to make up for it by helping the homeless, being nice to people, giving stuff away. That's not gonna work. You still gonna go to hell because you was disobedient.
Like bad. So bad you never come back.
Yeah, so bad you never come back.
Not ever, ever again.
Ever again.
Thank you, Beanie.
Cause you speaking some truth, Malia.
Oh my goodness.
And I've been realizing God want us to be nice. Yes. He want us to treat each other the way we want to be treated. But he want for us to be obedient more.
Cause you be with hell with the devil, you never go be the good side.
I don't know if y'all heard her, but she said you gonna go be in the hell with the devil and you never be on the good side. That's what happened when you be disobedient. God take it as you would rather follow the enemy than him. Because you listen to him more than you listen to God.
Yes. You don't listen to
So
you don't
we wasn't intended to go to hell. That was just for the devil and his angels, but you also have the free will to follow God or to follow the devil. And if you choose to follow the devil and ignore God's calling on you, well, then you can follow the devil right into hell.
Yep. My mom is right. Crazy guy. No, I don't. Pick her.
I'm gonna read you a couple of verses. It says Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord established their steps. Like you might think that you have your life planned out, but it's only according to what God allows. You got Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future.
Good. My heart's his check.
And Matthew 19:26 says, Jesus looked at them and said, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. So don't let the enemy get in your head and tell you that what God is telling you is impossible for you to do, to get done, because I have seen firsthand how God will intervene.
Mom, we play Pokemon next week.
He will intervene and make sure it gets done. He will. He will give you all the tools. All he wants from you is to have an open mind and an open heart. And he will use you to do great things. And he will make sure you have everything you need to do those great things. It's all about the matter of, are you going to allow him to use you? I'm tired. I'm tired of running. I don't feel like I was running from him, but whatever I was running from before, I don't want to run anymore. It's time to face my fear head on and keep it moving. Whatever happens on Monday, God is in control. And I know as long as I keep up my end, He's going to continue making a way for me, protecting me. If you run, your life will be bad. And God will find somebody to replace you. Somebody more willingly who wants to do it. Be there. He'll put them in the place. And then when you ready, it's gonna be too late. Cause he gave you an opportunity to be ready. You didn't have to be perfect, just willing to do as told and to keep moving forward. Because he gonna help you grow along the way. He didn't ask you to be perfect when he called you to do it. He just said do it. And I was stuck on that for a long time. Like with my fashion thing, I felt like I needed to be perfect before I started trying to, you know, put myself out there. And God is like, you're never going to get to that level of perfection if you don't put yourself out there and start doing. The act of doing is what helps you get to that perfection state. Nobody comes out perfect. It takes practice. And that's what I have to remind Malia all the time. She get mad about if she can't draw as good as me or whatever. I tell her I didn't learn this overnight, and I'm still not as good of a drawer as I feel like I should be. But I didn't learn it overnight.
Hi, this is my Pokemon.
It's a Bakugan.
Bakugan, I mean.
And I don't want her to think that she's gonna learn something overnight. It's gonna take practice and doing. If she wanna get good at it, she's gonna have to keep drawing every day. She wanna learn how to be a good reader, she got to read every day.
I have to.
Yes, you have to. And her reading has been getting better. I had her reading last night. She's been picking up on more words. So, that is good. Repetition. It can be hard, but it established discipline. And me and her both need some discipline, especially me. But it's harder for me because I went so long without like self-discipline. Like I'm disciplined a little bit, but not enough, feel like. not enough to get to where I want to be. So I need more discipline. But this is the end of this week. I don't video on Sundays, and Monday is my surgery. I have to be there at 8:30 in the morning. So I don't know how long the procedure is going to be. I don't know what the outcome of the surgery is going to be. So I don't know how long I'm going to be there. But I can say God is in control. And whatever happens is a part of God's plan. And it was meant to happen. So, and I'm going to let it happen. And I'm going to be okay with whatever happens. Because I know I finally have the full truth. And I'll be able to know that I gave it my all. And,
I can't find the other one. I can't find the other Pokemon.
Okay, we'll find it later.
Master?
Yeah, we'll find it later. It's probably up under your bed. Say hello.
Hi.
Aww.
We showed them about Pokemon.
She's so cute. I just be like, oh.
Mom. We showed them how Pokemons work.
That's not a Pokemon. It's a Bakugan.
Wait, Pokemon.
You need the card to open it up. Her and this Bakugan, I tell you. But yeah.
This is a wild, but different.
God is in control. And I'm no longer fearful of what tomorrow brings. Because as I look around, I've been through it all. So there's nothing else left to fear. Because I've been through it all. And once you've been down deep in the pits,
see, so I know.
The only thing left is to climb your way out. And God has given me all the tools to make my own escape out of my pit. I read this post that said this guy had a interview with Maya Angelou, and she told him to write down that a storm eventually runs out of rain, which basically means the storm don't last always.
I showed them how.
And my storm is drying up.
Mom, I tell them how you make a ball.
My storm is drying up, and it's time for some sunshine. Time for me to give me a little tan. Get kissed by God.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah, but I love the sun. I love the warm feeling. I'm a spring baby, so I'm all about the sun.
I showed them how you do a Pokemon.
It's a Bakugan.
Bakugan is to like this.
It's over here.
How I
I tell you need the card to open it.
I sit down, please.
Oh my gosh, her and this Bakugan hair girl.
How you do it is like you open the rhino horns, then then and then you close them back up like this. Not again. You, I tried to get the head, the.
I thought she was closing it up.
No, I tried. Okay, let me.
You can show them
no,
next time.
No, I don't want to do it right now.
Oh my goodness. She's not gonna let me close out, y'all.
You do it. It's like you put the rhino head first, like this, and then put the head first, like this, and then you put the tail. That's how you make a Bakugan ball.
Bravo, bravo. See you later.
No.
I tell you, this girl here. My sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
No.
I tell you.
Kitty.
But yeah, God's in control. So you might as well just open your heart up and open your mind up and let him lead you. Because he's not going to do anything to hurt you. He just wants to lead you to happiness, like pure happiness. And everybody deserves to be happy. Well, if you want it. The only thing that can stop you from being happy is you. So if you just like being miserable and unhappy, then, just stay miserable and unhappy.
I get the kitty.
But don't blame God, because he's trying to lead you
to heaven.
To heaven and to be happy.
Forever.
But I'm going to close it out. Y'all pray for me on my surgery.
Kitty.
And
Kitty.
we're going to see y'all next week. We got some homework to do.
Meow.
Both of us. And it's due by tomorrow, so we got a lot of homework to do. Your kitty looking like, I'm sleeping. Why are you bothering me?
Don't. That's my collection.
But thank y'all for listening and watching. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
God is good.
God is great.
You're supposed to say all the time. Say all the time.
Never.
Well, God is good. God is great, because she don't want to say all the time. But see y'all next week. Later. You're not a vampire.
I am.
Oh my God.
I just have things too.
You have fangs? Ah, what did I do?
I have things.
Look what you're making me do, Malia.